Hey guys, Rich here with a video on saving gas when driving your car around town. So, first thing I'll start off with is it's 90% of the time in the driver for saving gas. It's all about your driving habits. The less that you're spiking your RPM while driving, the better. Also, of course, the less stop and go driving, the better. The biggest reason why you're going to be wasting gas as a driver is if you're doing the yo-yo effect, meaning gas to brake, gas to brake, gas to brake. Now, this doesn't necessarily happen in traffic. This is also so, say you're on the highway and you want to get that extra couple of kilometers, you gas up and then you brake a little bit, and you gas up and then you brake a little bit, waiting for people to get out of your lane, when you could just be doing a consistent speed, and still you're not going to beat your time. I mean, an extra 5 minutes, So, biggest thing, it's all in your driving habits. Second, make sure you're checking your air filter. Make sure that it's nice and clean. I have a K&N in here, so every once in a while I take it out, clean it up, and I re-oil it. The biggest thing is if you do not have a K&N, make sure you're checking it every 10 to 20,000 kilometers. Or particularly every time you do an oil change, it's good to check it just to make sure. Never know what you're collecting. If you want to, you can always do a cold air intake, but that's only if you know you're gonna want to be upgrading your car in the near future. For those who just want something like a drop box filter, K&N makes those too, and they're really handy. Another thing you want to check on is tire pressure. Tire pressure is a big one. On this car I have a full Catback exhaust. It apparently helps. Well, all I notice is I have, I find myself revving a little higher just so I can hear that nice sound of the Catback exhaust. So I don't know if it's a gas saver. In the long run, apparently it does, but it all depends, I guess, on the person. Once again, driving habits. So the next thing, of course, is it's always good to make sure you're changing your oil on time. So every 5 to 10,000 kilometers, it's really good to change your oil. I have synthetic in here, so I usually run about 7,500 to 8,500, which is always nice. Another thing is if you have two routes that you're going to be driving, the one with the least amount of hills is usually the best, because you will have to spike your RPM once again to go over that hill. Just another thing for saving gas, I guess. So those are my biggest tips for you, really, are keeping control and making sure that you keep this clean, keeping up with your oil change, watching your tire pressure, your driving habits, a big one. And then from there, every upgrade you do from intake to exhaust will help with gas. But I find that once you start doing those, you actually find yourself going a little faster just to hear your nice setup. So say if you have a cold air intake, you have your headers done, and you have your full Catback exhaust going on, you'll probably end up revving a little bit more. So those are my tips majorly for you. Just make sure you're maintaining your vehicle. That's basically what it comes down. Maintain your vehicle. Make sure you're checking out, make sure you're watching your not your O2 lights, sorry, your check engine lights and stuff like that. The reason why is with these new cars, since they have the onboard computers, if they start freaking out, they can run a little bit richer, and they run a little bit rich just to keep the engine with a little bit more oil for lubrication and stuff in it. So those are my tips and tricks for you. Make sure you keep up with your maintenance and work on your driving habits if you notice that your gas is really hitting you hard. Alright, have a good one.